One. It's so good to be here with all of you and excited to be here with all of you. Love seeing all the different uh, names and cities and everybody from all over the world, Istanbul, Melbourne, um, right here in San Diego with me locally, East Coast, West Coast, Asia, the Philippines. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to be here with all of you and see all the reach that we have and see all of you from all over the world really committed to your fertility, trying to impact your fertility and get the best results you can. So I'm really excited to be here with all of you, and I have a lot to share today. So sit tight as we are about to get started. I'm going to let everybody just get in and get going as we get started with all of this. But it's so nice to see everybody here. And I think I've been told to turn this around so you all can read it properly. So let's turn this around. This is what my assistant and I do all the time. So there you go. Hopefully that's better and you can read the all important hope sign, because that's what we want to do for all of you today, is give you hope. Reinstill the hope in yourself, in your fertility, in your ability to conceive. So I'm so excited to be here with all of you and support you all through this journey and this process. Yes, okay. So making sure that all the technical things are working properly here, and we are good to go. We're just going to let everybody kind of trickle in as we've got a couple of minutes before we get started. And get settled in. Hopefully you all can hear me okay and see me okay, and you are ready to get started. It's a bit of a cold, wet day here in San Diego, and I just went for a little walk to clear my head before I got started with all of you, with my son and my dog for just about 20 minutes, and came back, and it was cold outside, so I brewed myself some nice warm tea to not only warm me up, but help my throat, because I plan to talk a lot for all of you today. So I see all of this right now. It's great, great, great to see all these comments and see everybody here. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is wonderful. Really, really wonderful to see you all here. I know that you all are really excited and have a lot of information you want to take in, but also potentially have some questions you want answered. I want to let you all know that at the end of the presentation of the education I'm going to give you, I will be opening it up to questions. So hang tight, hold your questions until the end. I will be here with all of you to give you that information and support you through it all. So know that I will do my best to answer all your questions and support you through your journey and through all the questions you have. But we're going to do that at the end, because I'm hoping that many of the questions that you have are already going to be answered by me during the conversation. So we're going to see what we can do about that. Let's see. I'm looking down at some of the questions and comments. People from all over, it's really all over the world, ready to get excited and ready to learn. Some, like Anna, who says she's been trying for 3 years. We want to turn that around. We want to see that change for all of you. Right now, I can see that there's 250 of you from all over the world joining to learn and improve your fertility right now. That number will grow as we continue to get started and get talking. I'm just going to give it 1 or 2 more minutes to allow everybody to join in before we get started and get going from there. So I'm honored to have you all here and excited to be with you and support you through this process. Stephanie just says she's been trying for 6 years. Really, we want to change all of that for all of you. So I'm excited to see what we can do to support you all and go from there. Erica says she's prepping for twins. She wants twins. I would love to see that happen for you. And allow you to get the two little babies that you want as well. So let's see what we can do here. I'm just trying to get situated. Okay, perfect. All right. So what I'm going to do first and foremost as we get going here is I'm going to share my screen. I put together a presentation. I'm going to share it for all of you. And during that time, I'm really going to be focusing on the presentation. Okay. My assistant is working behind the scene and supporting me right now, just so you all know. And so she's going to be managing and looking at the chat room to make sure that all your questions are addressed and things are handled appropriately. But please, if you've got clinical questions, technical questions for me, please save those till the end, as I will get to those afterwards. My little dog has decided to join us and join the training. So save your questions until the end. I'm going to get to them afterwards. And when I share my screen, I'm not going to be able to see those, or we'll really be focusing on the material I want to share with you. So just be mindful of that, okay? Let's get this up and going right now as we get started. Okay, now I've got to change how that's showing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Give me 1 second. All right, I just want to make sure it looks good and we are ready to go. Perfect. Look at that. You guys can see it and I can see it. So this is on how to be more fertile, how to get pregnant. And obviously we are in 2021. And so we want to make this happen this year for all of you watching, for all of you here joining, committed to your fertility. So welcome to the training. This is where we're going to show you how to improve your fertility and be more fertile than ever to get pregnant fast. And I know that that sounds crazy, but that's what I've been able to do with hundreds of couples I've coached over the years. And I'm really, really excited to teach you guys these fertility secrets, these tools that I use, because this will really change the fertility game for you, I hope. And especially if you want to get pregnant naturally, this is where all these tools are really going to support you. This is the best way to do it. And it's a proven system and strategy that has worked for hundreds of members of my fertility programs. And that's why I'm sharing it with all of you, because I want to see the same results for you. If you're here, it's probably because you've been trying to conceive for a while without success, unfortunately. And I am sorry that it absolutely has been harder than you ever anticipated, that's for sure. The journey, for sure, the journey to motherhood can be isolating and overwhelming, and often we're not prepared for these sorts of fertility issues. We've been taught to avoid pregnancy because it was going to be so easy to get pregnant, right? We were told it was so easy, we have to be really careful. Well, the reality is that's not always the case, and for all of you here, it probably absolutely was not. And so you're not alone, right? And it's totally normal to feel down after months and years of trying to conceive. It's not uncommon. But if you're excited to improve your fertility and you're ready to do what it takes to get pregnant, let me know right now by typing in the chat box the word HOPE, right? We want to type that word in the chat box because that tells me you are ready to rock and roll and get pregnant now. So I'm going to wait until I hear or until I see those words rolling in the chat box. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, we got one from my assistant. Shay, Nikki, beautiful. I love it. Hope from all of you. Hope. That's what we're trying to reinstill, because we want to reinstill that hope in yourself, in your fertility, and in your reproductive function, because I know it's possible if you do the right things for you to get the pregnancy and baby that you desire. So before we start, I want you all to turn off all distractions. This guy right here, as much as I love it, it's a distraction. So turn it off, get out of Facebook. I want all of your focus right here because I have this training value packed for you, okay? This can be the difference between getting pregnant next month or not, between having a miscarriage or not, hopefully. Give us your focus and let me know in the chat box that you're with me and you're ready to get pregnant, and that you're 100% here by typing in 100% in the chat box. So we had hope before. Now I want 100%, because that's going to tell me you're ready to rock and roll so we can move forward. Let's see it. I'm still getting all these hopes coming in, but I know it's going to switch in just a second to 100% so that we can move forward. Stacy was the last one that wrote hope. Patty wrote hope. Beautiful. There we go. 100%. We're ready. So this is the good stuff. So think about this. If you knew it all, if you were doing all the right things, if what you were doing was working, you would not be here right now. You'd be pregnant. You wouldn't need me. And that's what I wish for all of you. But we're here. We're here, right? So I want you all to be ready to receive the information that I'm going to share with you today. All right? Have a pen and a paper. Clear your mind. Forget everything you already know about fertility or what you think you know about health and fertility. And let's focus in right now on receiving this information. Okay, so for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Dr. Mark Sklar. I'm also known as the fertility expert. I'm a natural fertility expert right here in San Diego. And you might know me by my YouTube channel, Fertility TV, which is where we are today for many of you on YouTube. Me and my team of natural fertility experts help couples from all over the world get pregnant with our fertility programs and coaching. So I wanted to get started by saying why you should be listening to me, because I'm probably new to a few of you. You don't know who I am and you don't know what I can do to support you. So this is a little bit about me. This is my family right here in all those pictures. And for whoever, I can't remember who it was who said she wanted twins. I am a twin. I'm an identical twin. This is my twin brother right here. You know, I don't get to see him that often because he's in Florida. But when we do, it's definitely a little bit hard to tell us apart. And during my medical training, I was able to help one of my brothers and his wife have their twin boys. Actually, it wasn't my twin who I helped my other brother right over here. And on top of that, my first patient who I ever helped get pregnant was coming to me because she had PCOS. She had a beautiful little baby girl and got pregnant after 5 months of working with me. And her baby girl is called Faith. Faith, or the picture of Faith, is actually the only picture of a baby that I have on my desk outside of my children, who are also in this picture right here, because she reminds me where it was that I started and the spark that inspired me to work with all of you here today. After that, I opened up my first natural medicine clinic in San Diego. We were having 80% success rates, so I opened up my second. And so many of you started contacting me from all over the world to help you virtually. And that's how I started to reach out beyond this little bubble called San Diego. And as part of that support to help so many of you, I started my YouTube channel, Fertility TV, that you all, or many of you, have found me on. And it was that little spark which was inspired by all of you, primarily really to reach out, to educate you, and to make things easier for you, that has grown and developed. And as of, I think, yesterday, I am close to 175,000 subscribers. And that's because of all of you, your dedication to wanting more information. And the only reason I keep putting out more videos is because you all keep watching them and wanting them. And so that drives me to put out those videos to educate you on your fertility journey. But really, the other piece of that is hearing from all of you how impactful those videos are and how much it helps you, and hearing the success stories of those who change their lives and get pregnant. And that's really what keeps me going. And that's how I came about to my fertility online programs, how those started. Between my clinics here in San Diego and my virtual consultations and programs, all of that keeps me busy. And I've been able to support all of you and all of these couples with successes just like this, right? I've got this baby wall in my office. And anytime I get a baby picture, it goes there because it reminds me of all of you. And these wonderful success stories of women that I've supported and helped who've been able to get pregnant as well. This is what keeps me going and inspired to continue to support all of you. Now, some of you may have heard some of these stories of hope that I have on the website. If you haven't, you can go check those out later on. But these are real live testimonials of women who have been through my programs and worked with us to get the results that they were striving for and working towards, which is what all of you can achieve as well. And I can't do this all on my own. I have a team of providers, which you see their lovely faces right there. This is the team that helps me support all of you, or most of the team. Everyone's not in this picture, actually. And many of them are very, very shy, so they prefer not to be in front of the camera. So I do that for them. But together, we support all of you. And we do that by offering our online coaching and supporting all of you throughout the world with our fertility programs. So this training is for you if you're trying to get pregnant, but you have done all the research and you're wanting real answers. You're tired of Dr. Google. You're tired of asking friends or family, whether solicited or unsolicited, reading books about all the different supplements and things you should be doing, but nothing seems to be working. It's also for you if you're feeling overwhelmed. No one has bothered to really look for answers. You don't know how to stay positive and are worried that the negative emotions are getting the better of you and you're not getting the results that you're looking for. And it's also for you if you've been trying for too long or much longer than you think, right? No matter how long you've been trying for this, this is going to help you get clarity on what you need to be doing next. So I'm ecstatic to be here with all of you if you fit this profile, right? But some of you don't. Some of you are here for other reasons. And if you are here and you're looking for that magic pill to get pregnant yesterday, I'm here to unfortunately tell you there is no magic pill. It doesn't exist. And this training might not be the right fit for you, right? Obviously, if you don't want to get pregnant, I'm not sure what you're doing here. And I assume all of you here do want to get pregnant. So I assume you should be here. But in case you're one of those, then you're not in the right place. And one of the most important things here is if you don't believe that you can be a mom, if you've lost that belief and hope in yourself, then I want to instill it. But if you don't feel like that can be turned around, then you might not be in the right place. If you're not willing to do what it takes to give your body what it needs in order to have a healthy baby, right? Because I can't change these things for you. I can tell you what I think you should be doing, but you need the determination and willpower on your end to do it. So if you don't have that, then this might not be the right training for you. And if you get mad at me for giving you 60 minutes of my best fertility advice to support you on your journey, and then in the end invite you to join me in my Positive Pregnancy Method program, and that's going to upset you, then maybe this is not the right place for you. But I hope that I only see the numbers who are here joining go up and not go down so that I can support all of you. And right now, that is exactly what I see happening. Okay, so if you stay until the end, you're gonna have I'm gonna open up to a Q&A so I can answer all your questions and give you the right answers to support you as best as I can. Plus, you're gonna get the chance to apply for the Positive Pregnancy Method program, which is my new online course to help you get pregnant. And in addition to that, also save $200 to join that program if that's what you want to do. That's all happening at the end of the program, or of the training, excuse me. So I need a little sip of warm tea. Okay, so let's be clear. I don't believe in unexplained infertility. If you've watched me before, you probably have heard me say it. I don't believe it exists. I believe we haven't spent the right energy and focus to figure out why. We haven't asked the right questions to figure out why you're not getting pregnant. But I don't believe there's such a thing as unexplained. I always believe there's an answer and a root cause. And I also don't believe that you're too old. If you have the right support, if your hormones are good, If everything's moving in the right direction, I don't believe age is a determining factor in your ability to conceive. And I have seen that over and over and over again. We don't believe that miscarriage is a mysterious thing that happens for unexplained reasons. We don't want you to think that just because you're over 30, you're at high risk. We don't want you to think that just one miscarriage is fine and that there's nothing you can do, between now, that you've got to wait for 2 or 3 before someone takes action. I don't believe in that. And we don't want you to think that just because you're over 40, you need to use donor egg or IVF. That might be the right choice for you. I have no issue with those options for those of you who need it, but I don't necessarily want you to think that's your only option at all, even though that's what you may have been told. So, this is not about taking one magic pill either. I know many of you came here because you wanted to learn about the 5 supplements to support your fertility, okay? But I'm going to cover much more than just the supplements to support your fertility, okay? On this training, I like covering everything as much as I can and not just focusing in one area so that you can learn about all the different areas that you might need to improve your fertility, like gut health, mindset, toxins, sleep, hormones, stress, inflammation, emotions, nutrition, supplements. All of these things are going to be bundled up into this training today. So if you came here just looking for supplements, you're going to get so much more. Because as I've said so often, supplements is just one piece of the puzzle, of the fertility puzzle. It's not everything. And supplements in and of themselves are not going to be the magic pill. They might be something you need, but we need a lot more than that. So if you came here for just those 5, you're going to get that and a lot more, so sit tight. I do believe sometimes we need help to see different results, and that's what you're going to be learning here today, just like these 2 women, just like Julie and Kristen did, right? Julie had secondary infertility. Kristen was frustrated by not being able to conceive. She was a medical doctor, or she is, I should say, a medical doctor with advanced maternal age, but she couldn't get the results that she was looking for. I was able to support them on their journeys, and we could do the same thing for you if we're open to new ideas. I'm not going to share their stories right now. If you want to hear them, just check out my website afterwards for the stories of hope. Having a baby after 30 can be simple, but there are a few facts that we need to know. A healthy 30-year-old woman has only a 20% chance of getting pregnant each month. Okay? I'm sure for many of you, that's a lower number than you expected to hear. And as we age, those numbers just go down. And if you're between 35 and 39, that's 8 to 15%. If you're 40 to 42, it's 5%. And it's somewhere between 1 and 2% at the age of 43. Age affects not only fertility rates, but also miscarriage rates, which go up from around 10% in your 20s to 15% after 35 and upwards of 50% at the age of 45. The good news is that there are many things to help you increase your fertility naturally. Now, it's important to understand these numbers and the facts, but that doesn't mean that those have to be true for you and that there's nothing you can do about it. And I'm here to show you those things. So why don't you get pregnant, or why are you miscarrying? The reproductive function is not a vital function for the body. I want to repeat that, is not a vital function for the body. And by that, I mean it's not a vital function for survival. There are so many other systems and processes that take precedent over reproductive function. Okay, so it's the first thing that stops when something else is not working. If you're not healthy, if something's not functioning properly, then the first thing that gets pushed to the side is your fertility, because everything else is more important. We have to find out what that is. We need to fix it. And with that, usually and hopefully restore your fertility again. So let me ask you something. What have you done to enhance your fertility? Are you helping your body be more fertile? What have you done other than trying every month, and timing it with intercourse? or with ovulation? Or what have you done outside of IVF or IUI? Are you taking the right supplements? Are you eating the right foods? Are you doing the right home therapies? Let me know in the comments so that I can read them later on when I'm talking. I do want you to comment and see it. I'm going to check in. I'm not going to read them right now, but I am going to check in to see that you're commenting on it. But what have you been doing to enhance your fertility up until this point? I want to know. And I'm going to take a break to drink my tea while you're commenting. But I've got an exercise that we've got to do together, so I need to see some comments. What have you been doing? There we go. We got Nikki's commenting, supplementing IVF, eating decent, not perfect. Someone's been hoping, acupuncture. Beautiful, beautiful. So as we get started, I want all of us to take a deep breath, okay? And take another. Let's do it together, okay? Feel how good that feels? It's really important for all of us, right? We've got to do that more often, these deep breaths. If what you were doing was working, you'd be pregnant now. Oftentimes, we need to do things differently to get different results. Take this training as an opportunity for a fresh start, a reset to your fertility and your future baby. So who's ready to get pregnant in 2021? Say yes in the comments. I want to know, okay? All right, let's take another deep breath together to reset ourselves as we move forward. So in through your nose, out. That always grounds me, and hopefully it does for you. If all you do every day is take a deeper breath a couple of times, you're doing something better than you did before and moving in the right direction. So no matter what has happened until now, we're here to press the reset button and to learn new things. Stop thinking about yourself as a case of unexplained infertility or advanced maternal age or a complicated case or infertile. There are many things you can be doing to be more fertile, and you're going to have new tools to get started right now. So number one, phase one of this process that I want you all to digest is test, don't guess. Have you had all your hormones tested? Not just the ones needed for IVF, but a full hormone panel to find out if your endocrine system is working properly and optimally. Have you ruled out all the other possible causes that might be affecting your fertility? Let's see what some of these tests are that you may or may not have done. Have you done a full thyroid panel, not just a TSH? Have you looked at all your hormones to find out if you have a hormone imbalance, looking at a full, not just your FSH and LH and AMH, but really like all your hormones, right? And one of the things I love to do for this is a Dutch test. How is your cervical mucus? How is your adrenal health, your cortisol rhythm? How about your weight? Is it too low or too high? Do you have any secondary health issues like diabetes, autoimmune disease, cancer? Premature ovarian failure is a concern for fertility, but usually there's an underlying issue as to why that's happening. And then has your partner been checked out? Low sperm count or poor quality sperm health. Have we looked at those things, right? That's an important thing. I'm going to be talking about in the coming days of a new research study that's just come out linking male fertility and COVID infection together. So we're going to look at that a little bit deeper. All of these things can impact our fertility. Injury or trauma to the reproductive organs or to other endocrine glands. Have you had issues with smoking, alcoholism, drugs, addiction? I've worked with women who have had these issues. These are all variables and factors that impact fertility, both for men and women. Hypertension, long-term use of any medication could impact your fertility if it's not looked at properly. Heavy exposure to chemicals and toxins and radiations and environmental pollution. These are all variables that will impact your hormones, your lab results, and your ability to conceive. So we've got to look at all of those things to get a clear picture about your fertility. If you've done those testing, don't take, or if you've tried to get those testing, I should say, don't take no for an answer. If you want to be a mom, don't let any doctor tell you you can't. Your job is to help your body be more fertile. Stressing and freaking out is not going to help you, but make sure to go deep and understand what's going on. Many of the women I help think they've done all the testing because that's what they've been told, that you've done all the testing and that everything looks normal. But I find that that's rarely the case. Now, more and more, I will say more and more of you are approaching me with more complete labs, but there's usually plenty of things that are missing, left out, that others thought weren't important or looked fine. And that's why I added a section in my online course to teach you everything you need to do to review the labs, to know what labs to run, and to understand your lab work so that you can be your own fertility detective. This is going to sound crazy, but around 92% of you watching have not had enough fertility testing done. But that's really not your fault because you've just been doing what others would have run for you or have told you they could do. So many of the women and couples that come to me complain about the lack of access to proper hormone testing in their doctor's office because they're dictated by insurance plans and what they think is right for you. I have firsthand experience with this frustration and what it can cause. And it's really traumatic to be told that either you've done everything or everything looks fine when you know that it hasn't and you still don't feel good. The good news is that you know that you now have the chance to take charge of your hormone testing yourself. You can do this on your own and take control of this situation with that information. These are some of the tests that you can use. These are the basic tests, just like really the foundational test that everyone should be doing is this list right here. All your day 2, 3, and 4 labs, which include FSH, LH, estradiol, AMH, DHEA. Then we need primary labs like a CBC, a CMP. We need to look at homocysteine and vitamin D and iron levels and a full thyroid, your progesterone levels. And I can't tell you how many of you come to me or approach me and your partners or husbands have not had a semen analysis done. That's a no-no. This is the bare minimum testing that should be done. Now, when we get to phase 2, we start talking about nutrition and detoxification and supplementation. I'm not going to get into what your diet should look like on this one. I'm just going to highlight that just a little bit. But it's very important that you understand that your nutrition is a key part of your health and your fertility. And so here are a couple of basic guidelines. We need more healthy fats. Women specifically, much more than men, need more fat in your diet. We don't consume enough fats. Our diets tend to be consumed by carbohydrates. So we need to find more balance between protein, fat, and carbs. And that's really what I want you all to strive towards if you get nothing else out of this training, is this piece right here. I have a food log, and I invite you to create a diet log so that you can really keep track of what you eat. This really gives you so much insight into what you're putting into your body because you think you're eating the right things, but when you put it on paper and you look on it and you look at it, you'll be amazed to find out, amazed that what you thought you were eating wasn't exactly what you're eating, or you thought you were eating something that was really healthy and good, but in reality, it's not. And when you see it on paper, it's really impactful. And then when you see how it makes you feel, right, there's that section about mood and energy. When you see how what you eat makes you feel, that is even more impactful to allow you to make some changes. So start to keep a diet log and a diet journal and incorporating this 40-30-30 rule that I mentioned on the previous slide to help you start to make these changes and move forward. I want to take a second because I just saw this here. Someone posted that her husband refuses to have a semen test, his semen test. He said he's fine because he's had 2 boys 20 years ago. I am telling you, that is not an appropriate answer. Anyone who is committed to having children, growing a family, and supporting you on your fertility journey as a couple needs to step up and have a semen analysis. I have to tell you, it's the easiest thing someone has to do. You all as women have to go through so much more when it comes to testing than a man who has to give a sample. And as part of giving that sample, he gets to orgasm. There's no other test in the world where someone gets to do that. There's very little complaining that should be done here when it comes to that. And every man needs to step up and get a semen analysis done. No complaining. I'm tired of hearing it, quite frankly. Okay? There's no excuse. And as a man ages, their sperm quality declines. And that is fact. And that happens dramatically. So make sure they all get a semen analysis. Now, moving on. So today, I had to go on my soapbox there, sorry. So today, I'm not getting into the basics of nutrition. I want to talk about detoxing for fertility. Many of the women that I work with have been trying, doing several IVFs, and have never done a reset detox. I recommend doing one. I'm going to pull them together and call them cleanses and detoxes, but I really think of it as a detox, not a cleanse, excuse me. And I do recommend at least doing one a year, especially if you're taking medication, hormones, and you feel like something is off. Anyone who is trying to conceive and wants to have a healthy pregnancy should consider a fertility detox. And here is why it's so important. Okay, if you do it, this is fact. So I know this beforehand, and I hear this from everyone who's done this, okay? They feel better, and they regulate your hormones naturally. Increases your energy for better overall health. It rids your body of harmful toxins and fertility medications, those extra hormones that are stored in the body from everything you're taking. It gets rid of that. It increases your chances of getting pregnant naturally. It prepares your body for pregnancy and a healthy baby. You find new ways to nurture your body and your spirit, quite frankly, and deepen the mind-body connection and your positive outlook on life, and support your body naturally with foods that nourish your fertility. So you should definitely do a detox if you have a sluggish metabolism, if you've done an IVF or IUI cycle, because all those meds get in the way, if you have digestive problems, if you drink alcohol and or coffee regularly, if you want to rule out any food allergies, because you eliminate all those things and then you slowly put them back in to see which ones are bothering you, and then you permanently take those out. And if you've been on medication or birth control. Want to get serious about detoxing? In addition to detoxing your diet, it would be ideal if you stop doing these things, the things that you don't like to do that are also causing you more stress. Stop being around the people that you don't want to be around, that make you unhappy and that don't bring joy into your life. They're toxic. That's just like putting toxic chemicals into your body. Get rid of them. Detox from them. Stop watching the news, TV, social media. Get rid of it, especially now. It causes so much stress and emotional and mental toxins. And try doing a detox for 21 days and see how you feel. This is something that I teach you inside my programs, where we do a 21-day detox so that you can reset your fertility and get pregnant faster. Supplements. This is why many of you have been here, so we're going to talk about that. I could talk about supplements truly all day long because there's so many things to discuss about them. The main things I want you to understand is that not all supplements are the same and not all supplements are good for you. That's why it's important for you to get lab work done. That's why I started with your testing when I started all these sections before, so that you can understand what your body needs and you only take those things. And that's why in my Positive Pregnancy Method program, my fertility online course, I teach you how to understand your labs and then give you access to different supplement protocols depending on what your labs show you. So with that being said, I'm sure you want a few recommendations, and that's why many of you are here. So here are my favorite ones that I recommend that you all start to look at and contemplate. And if you're registered for this training, you're going to get an email with a link for all of them. So don't freak out when I skip to the next slide and you haven't written everything down. you're going to get an email with all of these different supplements because I want to make it easier for you. And this will be a link that you get in your email. So make sure you check your email afterwards. But it's going to come to you after the training. If you're watching on YouTube, you can find the link in the description. Okay, so we've got some of my favorite. Do I have them here? I think I might even have them right here. Some of my favorites are those FH Pro for men and women. I'm a huge, huge fan of those as my basic prenatal support for men and women to give you an all-in-one fertility supplement. Now, just because this is where I start doesn't mean this is where you end. Neo Q10 is an awesome, right here is an awesome CoQ10 that is highly absorbable and 7 times more absorbable than any other CoQ10. Ovasitol may or may not be for you, but it's specifically used in this situation. I think of it specifically for those of you who have PCOS because of the combination of myo and D-chiroinositol. The only maca that I ever recommend is Feminescence because I trust its results and what it can do for you. And then we all need some extra support when it comes to nutrition. So the grass-fed organ complex really gives you all the basic nutrients that you need for your for all your organs and a healthy body function. And then the super greens that go with that kind of fill in what's missing in the organ complex to give you an all-around multivitamin. So these are my favorites. Don't worry about pushing forward with them in terms of freaking out about writing everything down. You're going to get an email with all that information in your email after this so that you can easily find it. So don't stress about that. Okay, so number 3, check your emotional and mental health. So I know many of you have come here looking for the 5 supplements, and I just gave you 6. But mental and emotional health to me really is probably some of the most important thing you can do, much more important than taking an extra pill or an extra supplement or CoQ10. And the journey to motherhood is a tough one. It often takes all your mental space and effort. It's all you can think about, and it feels like your life is on hold because of it. But don't let that happen. I teach my couples many tools to take control of their lives, how to enjoy their lives, and have fun again with their partners. And for example, here are 2 that you can get started doing right away. There are many more that I can get into, which I do get into in my program, but for the sake of keeping this training not so long, we'll be focusing on just a few of them today. So number 1, I want you all to create the list of things that you love to do. And then it's not just enough to create that list. I want you to start to do them. So you're going to write this down. The first thing I enjoy is walking on the beach. And I'm going to dedicate time for myself to do this on Saturdays and Wednesday afternoons at this time, right? So you've got to put in an appointment. You have to schedule these things for yourself. I often get a hard time by so many people because I often put everything into my calendar. I got to schedule, I got to call somebody, I've got to do something, I got to take a walk, whatever it is. I put it in because if it's not scheduled, it won't happen. And I'm telling you all the same thing. You have to do that. So if you love going for a walk on the beach or a hike, you have to schedule it so that it happens. And then, so I want you to do that with all the things that you love and create a new routine for yourself. And then number 2, create a new fertility morning routine, right? This is just an example of one, but you can make it however you want. Alarm goes off, 5 minutes of cuddling with your partner. This is one of my favorite things to do in my day is to wake up and snuggle with my wife and just wake up slowly and get to talk to her and wake up to a new day. And I suggest that we all do the same thing. Then maybe incorporating some meditation and breathing, like we just did some breathing as part of this. 5 minutes, it doesn't have to be much longer than that. Then how about 5 minutes of writing or reviewing your positive affirmations? This is a wonderful way to get started with the day, right? Then drink a big glass of room temperature water. Move your body, go for a walk, stretch, short walk, jump up and down, whatever it is. Do these things. Create a new routine for yourself to get you off in the right foot. And then an extra tip is don't isolate yourself. Spend time with friends and family. I know that right now things have been challenging and many of you have felt like you can't see anybody or talk to anybody, but there are still ways to see people, still ways to connect with people, still ways to connect with people you trust. And I really, really encourage you to do that, okay? And oh, one extra tip I wanna throw in here is spend quality time with your partner. Make time for each other, not just being in the same room, but really to be with each other. Enjoy your time together. Don't let the baby dancing, all the timed intercourse be just about making babies, but let's make that fun so that we can return the fun and joy back to your relationship. So for your mental health, it's also important that you know when it's time to seek out other help, like Jennifer did. Again, I'm not gonna press the play button here for the sake of time, but Jennifer needed additional support, and that's when she knew she had to reach out to get that support so that she could get the results that she did, and she ended up with twins. So we've talked about phase 1, which was testing, not guessing. We've talked about phase 2, nutrition, detox, supplements, which everybody was here for. We've talked about phase 3, cultivating a positive mindset. Now we're going to cover phase 4 and phase 5, so sit tight. So phase 4 is fertility home therapies. Home therapy techniques are easy treatments you can do at home to enhance your fertility. For example, doing like a vaginal steam or Castro packs. I always incorporate several home techniques for the women that I work with, and it really helps speed up the process. Today, I want to go over one of those, which is abdominal massage. But first, I want to show you how to schedule, I want to show you a schedule, that I include in my Positive Pregnancy Method program to give you an idea of how you can start to incorporate these things into your day and your week. So this is a schedule of home therapy planner, right? You could see Monday through Sunday, and then you could see acupressure, moxibustion, femoral artery massage, Castro packs, herbal steam baths, self-care fertility massage, which I'm going to go over right now. These are all things that are there, and this is how you can start to schedule that so that you've got a plan on how to move forward with your day and incorporating these, and your week for that matter. So abdominal massage is something you can easily do at home. It combines soft tissue manipulation with increasing circulation into the abdomen and pelvic area. Increase healthy blood flow to a correctly placed uterus will help to encourage a healthy thickening of your endometrium. It's not at all uncommon for your uterus to be tilted, tipped, or displaced, or prolapsed, but this is rarely investigated by your fertility doctors and OBGYN. The uterus is held in place by these flexible ligaments, and it's very easy for them to move and shift, and so we want to support that so that they are in the right spot. And this can interrupt the flow of everything and disrupt your reproductive system and the blood supply to the reproductive organs. So how to tell if yours is out of place? First and foremost, you might have some pain on its own or especially with intercourse. But secondly, if you've got some dark menstrual blood, particularly at the start of your period, which is where we don't want it, could be a sign that it's taken longer than normal for the blood to flow through. So let me show you a little bit more about this. Now, this is a little bit top secret because I pulled this out of my Positive Pregnancy Method program to share with all of you and show you what is included. So I'm going to press play here. It's not long. It's just a minute. So sit tight and let's see if we can hear it. So this is in phase 2. These are all the different videos in my program. This is the specific one on self-care massage.
Back and forth from one side to the other of your low abdomen.
That's me talking, by the way.
You're going to press deeply into the soft tissue of the pubic bone, but gently as well, not to be too soft. And you're going to begin your strokes. The strokes are to go up towards the umbilicus side, and you're going to want to take long, deeper strokes all the way up towards the umbilicus.
So this is just a little, slide just to show you what all of that looks like in there and the other additional support that's part of that. See, can I click to the next slide? Let's do that. There we go. So, and an extra tip is one that I really love to do, and one of the all-time favorites for women in my programs and community is vaginal steam baths. It's a great way to connect with yourself, to take care of your body, and to nourish your reproductive system. So this is also something that I think is really valuable to help clean out the uterus and support proper vaginal and uterine health. Let's see here. Okay, so phase 5, environmental toxins. Is your environment, your personal products, the things you put on your body, on your face, the things you clean yourself with, your makeup, your home, or your habits not letting you get pregnant? You've got to get rid of the toxic people in your life. We talked about toxins before and toxic people. And to me, that's part of environmental toxins, or all those toxic people that don't deserve to be in your precious life. But, and so I don't want you to allow their negative energies to affect you and your fertility. But also, do you watch too much TV? Do you spend a lot of time on your computer at night or throughout the day? Those are all different ways that you are affecting your health and your fertility. That's part of your environmental environment and the toxins. And then cleaning up the toxins in your house and replacing them with cleaner options, safer cooking products, safer cleaning products. Those are really, really important. And also to review your beauty products. This is often overlooked, but so important when we start talking about environmental toxins. We've talked about phase 1, which is testing. Phase 2, which is all the nutritional detox and supplements. Cultivating a mindset in number 3. Home fertility techniques and environmental toxins. So here are some of the members who applied all the tips. I want to show you some of these things because they're so valuable to give you some real practical use. So I want to get to some different ones. This Story of Hope is on my website. You can check it out. But I want to get to, and Caitlin and Donna's are also on the website. Both of them had hypothyroid, coincidentally, but one had endometriosis, one had PCOS and advanced maternal age. They both ended up conceiving at different ages, right? One was 31, one was 45, but they all had their journey that they were going through to get there. And I'm going to share some other ones in just a moment. But I want you all to understand that this is not just theory. This actually works. These steps and some others, many others actually, are the ones I use to create a fertility plan for the couples that I work with, helping thousands of women from all over the world get pregnant and have healthy babies. These women, like many of you, were struggling, trying to find the reason why they were not getting pregnant, spending hours researching online, going to doctors and still only getting those negative tests every month. And that's frustrating. But you have to take action to make it work. You already made the decision to make that change by showing up here today to this training. So no matter if you've been trying for 2 months or 10 years, no matter what you've been told before, it's all about taking one step at a time, one new step at a time, and following a plan that can help you increase your fertility. So you might be thinking, okay, I'm ready. How do I get started? If you just getting started implementing the recommendations that I taught you here today, that's an awesome start. And certainly that is where you should be starting. But don't be overwhelmed. It's a lot of information. Start by implementing just one thing at a time, one thing that you learned today, and then going from there. But to be clear, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So what are you going to do beyond that? Is there anything more that you're going to do beyond that? The hard way is to continue to research on Dr. Google, asking your friends, and just taking things that you hear may or may not be good for you. The easy way is following the program that I created for you to make it easy, which is called the Positive Pregnancy Method Program. And this has a step-by-step plan to help you empower your fertility naturally so you can get pregnant faster. So what is the Positive Pregnancy Method program? The Positive Pregnancy Method program is an online program that teaches you how to take a holistic view of your health to improve fertility, teaching you to improve the methods for you to follow in every area affecting your reproductive health. Nothing is held back from you, no missing steps. You just need to follow and implement it step by step. The Positive Pregnancy Method is now available, and you have exclusive access because you're here joining this training. So if you're ready for results like all of these other women that joined and are on my Stories of Hope, you can achieve the same things. This woman, look, you can see November 3rd, she just posted, had my beta test today, 90, can't believe it's official. Now praying to stick and grow, right? December 7th, this was just last month. Hi, Mark, I hope all is well with you. Our son Mateo was born November 3rd, and we are now a family of 4. Isn't that awesome, right? It's awesome. We have Julie here who just posted a picture of her children, right? Because she did all the work to make the changes. Having Mark as my fertility coach has made this challenging process so much better, and I'm so grateful. In my opinion, having a good fertility coach is worth every penny and has saved me from so much heartache and confusion. So what's included in the Positive Pregnancy Method program? The program takes you through the 6 phases of taking control of your reproductive health. It's all online, so no matter where you live, you can follow and create your own plan from the comfort of your home. It includes videos, tutorials, and worksheets. You'll be able to create your own fertility plan, and you'll have access to a private community for accountability, support, and as always, answers. Phase 1 is becoming your fertility detective. The program starts by teaching you about lab work and telling you where to investigate to your overall health, hormones, and fertility to get a detailed understanding for where your body is today and where it needs to go to get pregnant. And this is another testimonial. Look, January 15th, just 2 weeks ago. Thank you for reaching out. The Positive Pregnancy Method has been extremely helpful. My periods were all over the place, and taking the appropriate supplements and proper nutrition have regulated them to 27 days before it was on average 23, right? We can all achieve these things. Phase 2 is natural techniques to improve your fertility. We talked about some of those today. The next phase teaches you all the natural therapies that you should be doing at home to increase your fertility. Video tutorials, detailed worksheets. You guys saw that all, but it's geared towards specific things like regulating your cycles, increasing egg quality, supporting hormone balance. And then phase 3 is about eating, right? We believe you are what you eat, and we need to eat healthy. But if you're not nourishing your body the right way, then you're not going to get the results. So get a fertility-approved nutritional plan that will contribute to the improvement of your health and fertility. So this phase is important, and it starts, like I mentioned, with the fertility detox to reset your fertility optimally. And then, hi, Dr. Mark, I lost 7 pounds detoxing. On Monday, I will move to the elimination diet. I want all organic now, and I'm surprised that I don't crave for coffee and sweets. Isn't that awesome? You guys can achieve these same things. Update, I did the 2-week detox. I've eliminated caffeine, soy, and gluten from my diet. I've been eating exactly as you ordered and drinking the required amount of water. I've been taking all the supplements. Overall, I feel better, and my digestive system is working more efficiently. She lost 5 pounds. And she no longer has, I skipped it, but she no longer has menstrual cramps after doing that, right? This is all possible for all of you. Phase 4 is change your beliefs, your mindset. So during the pregnancy process, we're often very focused on what's going on with your body. When there is a fertility struggle, the first question tends to be what's wrong with your body. A big part of getting pregnant has to do with your mind, your emotions, and even has a spiritual component. Fear absolutely can creep in. And so this phase gives you actionable tools to calm the mind and manifest your baby. Understanding that slowing down and following Dr. Mark's restorative protocol can be the best thing that I could do instead of barreling forward. Thank you for everything. Phase 5 is about a healthy environment like we talked about. So cleaning up all the toxins and chemicals in your home and doing this step by step. Thanks so much for explaining to me what I should be doing in the program. Before I forgot, the PPM Progress is an awesome all-at-once place to go, she says. And then phase 6 is your personalized fertility method. This is when we bring everything in to this final phase. This is where you're going to create your final and personalized fertility plan. You have now all the pieces of the puzzle, and you'll be able to take control of your reproductive health. And you'll create your positive pregnancy method. This is the final step to creating your positive pregnancy and a healthy baby by putting it all together in phase 6 for yourself as well. So, just want to tell you some wins while I'm in your program, Mark. I started the program ovulating cycle day 11 to 12. Last cycle, I ovulated cycle day 14. I also started the program ending the cycle, having a 25 to 26 day cycle. Now she's on day 27. Things are normalizing for her. So how much is this investment in your fertility and future baby? If you're going to do IVF, the cost could be upwards or higher than $20,000. If you're going to do work with naturopaths and nutritionists and acupuncturists and coaches, that can cost you upwards of $5,000 or more. If you want to talk, if you want me to walk you through all this in person, you'll need at least 8 to 10 sessions, and my hourly rate is $500. So how much is the investment for the Positive Pregnancy Method program? Well, that it's not going to be $20,000, not even $5,000. It's normally $797. But for a limited time, for all of you watching right now today, we're knocking off $200, and that's $597 instead. And that does come with some special bonuses. So for $597, $200 discount, you get my Conquering IVF program as part of that as well. That's bonus number 1. Step by step, if you're going through IVF, what you need to know. Bonus number 2 is my private support group, members only for the Positive Pregnancy Method program. And bonus number 3, I created a whole section just for men and supporting your partners on their fertility journey as well. You get all of that included. So normally all of that would come to a value of over $5,000. Regular price is $797. For all of you, including all the bonuses, it's $597 because you're here today if you're ready to get started. So let's be honest, if what you were doing to get pregnant was working, you'd have a baby by now, right? You need a different approach to your health and your fertility. And that's why I created the Positive Pregnancy Method. And that's why I'm inviting all of you to join me in that. Trying month after month with no success and no plan is only going to keep getting negative pregnancy tests. Don't keep wasting your most fertile years. The Positive Pregnancy Method is the only fertility online course that takes you step by step to a full-term pregnancy and healthy baby so that you can be a mom. So getting pregnant doesn't have to be a difficult process as long as you have a proven method to follow and have the right steps to move forward with to answer all your questions. So why am I not getting pregnant? The Positive Pregnancy Method will help you figure that out, look deeper, and help you create your plan. So these are some of the success stories from the program. Are you ready to be a mom? If you, no hard feelings. If you're not, it's quite all right. Hopefully you found a lot of support and help with this training. But if you are, then I want you to click on the pink button below this video. If you're watching on YouTube directly, then I'm leaving that link in the comment section. Okay, so you can check that out in the comment section, in the description below, in the pink button. If you're ready to join me, this program is for you and you get to save $200. So one question for you, where do you want to be a year from now? Researching more info or with a baby in your arms? I know you can do this. You've seen all the success stories and yours can be the next one. You're capable and most importantly, you are worthy of the same results if you want them. So let me help you empower your fertility and become pregnant. So, okay, questions. If you're watching from my page, use the comments below this video to post your questions. If you're watching on YouTube, use the chat to post your questions. I am going to stop sharing my screen so that I can come live to all of you and answer all your questions. So if you have questions, I want you all to post them now, okay? Okay, guys, I'm going to actually post the link. Let me see. I'm going to put it right here for all of you, and I'm going to start to answer your questions. So if you want to join my program, I just posted the link. Click on that. And if you're following on my page, you can just click on the pink button. I'm going to start answering some questions right now for all of you. And as I look out my window, it's a torrential downpour. I love it when it rains. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to get to one. Recurrent blighted ovum. How can this program help? Well, we're going to help you start to look for why potentially you're having that issue so that we can create a plan to get you those the results so that you don't have blighted ovums anymore. But this starts to get into a physical issue. Let's see. Patty asks, do organ superfoods stimulate fibroid growth? I've never seen that. I'm not sure why you're asking that question. Do you also have a program for male factor? As I mentioned, I have a whole separate section just for men in this program, in the Positive Pregnancy Method program, to support men as well. So that's part of that as well, Jacob. Let's see. I just lost my place. Okay, let's see. Questions. How can I get pregnant? Anna asks, can I get pregnant with one ovary? Absolutely, Anna. There's no reason why you cannot get pregnant with one ovary. It might take you a little bit longer and you might need some additional support, but you absolutely can. Let's see here. What do you think about metformin versus ionisitol for insulin resistance due to PCOS? My preference is to start with ionisitol. You may need both. You may need one. I don't know, but that would be my preference for you. What are hormonal tests needed to be done with endometriosis? I just listed as part of this program, if you were watching, all the tests that need to be listed to get done initially. And that is something that's where I would start for everybody. I'm trying to keep up with all the questions, so I apologize. Anna asks, I live in the UK and here is tremendously difficult to get all these tests done, even in a private hospital. Don't know how to do this. In my program, I give you resources for where to get those labs done. There are ways to do it. You just need to work a little bit harder for it. What supplements to take to be pregnant, Sheila asks. I just listed some. You're welcome, Anna. Nikki asks, AMH 0.90, FSH 8.4. Are these okay results for getting pregnant naturally using your method? They are. I don't know much more about you, Nikki, but I don't see why with those numbers you could not get pregnant. My doctor told me my eggs are diminished. Can I ever get pregnant? I don't have enough information to tell you, but I have to tell you, if anyone who's listening knows me, I believe you can if we find the right cause and reason for that to get you those results. Being 45 years old and wondering if one can do this program as single to prepare the body till I meet the one I have a baby with. You can, Jill. You absolutely can do that. That's not a problem. You can always prepare your body to get the results that you need. Someone says, this has been 10 years trying, and I'm at a point where I will give up one more by trying. I'm not sure what your question is there. I apologize. Doctor, please, what do you advise about blocked fallopian tubes? Can it be unblocked naturally without surgery? It depends on the severity of the blockage, okay? If it's a minor blockage, it can typically, but it can take some time. If it's a major blockage, it may not be worthwhile. Okay, we just jumped. I'm trying to find the questions. It keeps jumping around. I apologize, everyone. Give me 1 second. Can I take the supplements you suggested with fibroids? Possibly, but that needs a more specific plan because those supplements are not going to get rid of your fibroids. Fibroids need a concerted and focused plan. Someone asked, what will the Positive Pregnancy Method program give me? By that, I'm not sure what you mean, but it's designed, and I just walked you through everything that's included. It's designed to help you figure out what lab tests you need to order, how to understand them, how to figure out what's wrong, and then how to create your own personalized plan to get you the results that you're looking for. That's what it's designed to do, and that's what you'll get with it. Let's go down and see if we can find some more questions. I have not had my period for 3 years. Can it be corrected naturally? I do not know until I were to look at your hormone levels. I apologize for that. Okay, let's see here. Do you recommend the full dose of FH Pro and Ovasitol together for someone with PCOS, or does one supplement cancel out the other? Also, does the program address MTHFR factor? The program does affect does address MTHFR factor, I should say. If you have PCOS, you may not need both of those supplements. You might just need one, and so there's some figuring out to do with everything else that you're doing. What is the duration of the program? There is no specific duration of the program. The program is divided into 6 sections. You get it for life. It's yours. You have access to it forever as the program. And you do it at your pace. It's not like someone's rushing you through it in any way. Yeah. Wow, all these questions coming in. It's amazing. Amazing for all of you. Okay, let's see if I can find a few more for you. Anna asked, do you recommend maca powder? I told you the maca that I recommended. It's not maca powder. It's a specific supplement. It's the only one I recommend. You'll get an email of that after this call. After this training, you'll get an email with all the links for all of those. Let's see here. Using your program, Nikki asked, using your program, how does your patients interact with doctors, or are doctor visits required in your program? This is a do-it-yourself program. I've put in all the information there, and it's designed for you to walk yourself through that. You can use this information when you work with your providers. Yeah. You will interact with me in our private Facebook group. That's how you interact with me through as part of that program. Patty says, the PPM program for life, does that also include support and questions answered by you? Patty, it does include questions answered by me in my Facebook group, my private Facebook group for this program. It doesn't include private one-on-one consultations, Patty. I just lost the question I was about to answer, so let me move on to another one. It keeps scrolling past. I apologize, everyone. What's wrong with maca powder? Maca powder often is androgen dominant, made for men specifically, and the one I recommend is specifically manufactured to extract those chemical alkaloids to only focus on women. That's why. It's not that there's anything wrong with maca. I love maca, but I recommend a specific one. Someone says, Doctor, how can I start one-on-one consultations with you from Dubai? You can apply for a discovery call to work with me, and you can do that by going to marksklar.com/discovery call. Let's see here. It's going so fast. Okay, someone says, hello, Mark. I wanted you as a personal coach, and we already applied for this program. Do you still recommend to take the Positive Pregnancy Method program? I don't know, because I don't know your specific case, so I don't know what to recommend for you. I apologize for that. Yeah. So Cece just asked about bone broth. I love bone broth. It's a big part of what I recommend. Absolutely. Daily cups of bone broth, for sure. Let's see here. My last pregnancy was 13 years ago. After that, I bled for 5 years. Then after the bleeding stopped, I have been trying to get pregnant, but it's been very difficult. So what can I do? We need to start with testing your hormones, Joy. That's where we need to start. Let's see here. Someone says, what supplement is best for PCOS? If anyone has heard me before, there's no one size fits all when it comes to supplements. It's about what you need, which is why I want all of you to get the proper testing so that you can understand what you need to do. And this is exactly what I guide you through on the Positive Pregnancy Method program to help you, support you, and get you those results. Joy, you're welcome. What is the oldest woman you've been able to help successfully get pregnant? 51. But usually that's an outlier, I think, but usually 45, 44, 46. Okay, I'm going to put the link here again for all of you. If you want to join the Positive Pregnancy Method program, I just put the link there again so you don't have to find it and search for it. It's right there. If you're watching on YouTube, you can use that link in the chat box. You can find the link in the description. If you're on my watch page, you can click the pink button to join my Positive Pregnancy Method program. I'm giving all of you for joining me today, aside from the awesome information I shared with all of you, I'm giving you $200 off of that program. So it's only $597. I'd love for you to take advantage of that if that's what you want to do and if you're ready to commit to your fertility. I see Mona says, thoughts about DHEA. In Australia, they believe it increases the risk of breast cancer. I am very cautious with DHEA, very careful for it. I only give it after I've done testing to know if I think it's necessary and how much. So what bone broth recipe will you recommend? I have one in my program. It's too detailed for me to go through that today, right now. Someone says recommendations on the best lab to order testing from. I give you all those resources in the program. It really just depends on where you live, quite frankly. That's really the biggest piece. Depending on where you are living will depend on where you get those labs tested and how you go about it. And some of that also depends if you want to go through insurance. So there's lots of different resources for that. I don't have that list in front of me, so I don't recall off the top of my head where to go. And then someone says, what is the optimum hypothyroid number? 5.4, is that too much? It is too high. We want that under 2. We want that under 2. Yeah. All right, everyone. So there's so many questions. It's overwhelming. And there's only so many questions I can answer. What I really do want to encourage all of you to do is start to look at why you're having the issues that you're having, okay? So that we can start to address those. Someone says, how do you address recurrent pregnancy loss in your program? I give you the information to understand what tests to run so that we can find out if any of those things are positive. And then I have standard plans for you based on those results so that you can create the plan for yourself to affect those and change those numbers. You're welcome, Cece. Thank you for joining. So if you're all here, I want to thank you all. Hopefully you found value in this program, in this training, and there was something there for all of you to get started. If you are ready to take the next step on your fertility journey and join me in the Positive Pregnancy Method program, I would love to see you there and encourage you to do so. Here is the link again for all of you. And I want to wish you all a wonderful weekend, a healthy weekend, and most of all, a fertile weekend. Go have fun with your partners, have lots of sex, and enjoy each other. And I wish you all nothing but success on your fertility journey. Thank you for joining me again here today, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye, everyone.